So yesterday we finished up the first encounter HD. I did not have a very good time with Serious Sam HG, the first encounter. Um, but it turns out, while I don't even know how I stumbled across this. Maybe I was just looking at the original game. I was just looking for the original games, and at first I had a hard time finding it on Steam because I didn't realize it's like Serious Sam Classic, the way that it's listed there. So I was like, I don't know where it is on Steam. I'm gonna look on GOG. And when I looked on GOG, it turned out I own the first Serious Sam game, the first encounter, on GOG already. So I was like, well, okay. I want to look at this given all of the things that Zettabyte said were different. And I'm immediately curious about this version of the game. And, like, I was already wondering if I should have played this version to begin with while I was playing the HD version. So, instead of going on to the second encounter right now, we're going to play the first encounter a second time, using the original version. And I am wondering if between this not being a first playthrough, because honestly, I feel like there are some things that are just going to make this a bad first playthrough, regardless of which version you play. But between that and also, just the differences in this version, I'm wondering if I will actually have a better time with it. So, we're gonna take a look. I had to actually go into one of the modes in the game to get music to just constantly loop, because there is an intro fly-through video, but it has an end point, and then it goes into actual demos. Remember demos, those things where you would see, like, snippets of gameplay, like Doom and Heretic and stuff had back in the 90s? Yeah, for some reason the HD version of this doesn't have those, but the original version does. So that's already interesting. I mean, let's go look at one. I mean, you can also record them right here, but, like, yeah, let's go to stop game. I don't know. Oh, yeah, so, thing I need to mention. No, wait. That's not what I wanted to... Huh? Did it actually... Stop game is just supposed to be bringing me back to the title. It didn't actually do anything. Why did it Alt-Tab? Okay, that was very weird. Why did it, like, switch resolutions and Alt-Tab on me when I clicked stop game? Yeah, so this is going to be funny. But what you saw behind this is another thing I have to talk about. So I had mentioned during my HD first encounter playthrough that I had been trying to get Painkiller to be playable in any way, shape, or form, because for some reason Proton just absolutely refuses to run it for me. And I resorted to resuscitating a 12-year-old Mac Mini that I have and putting Windows 7 on it to see if it would work there, and lo and behold, it does. I have used the same... I am now glad I did that, because I am using that same Mac Mini to play this. And the reason why is it'll run for me through Proton on Linux, but for some reason the mouse does not work. It's just like, it's either not moving at all, or it's instantly spinning you up in the air or looking at the ground. There's no in between. It seemed like it might not have been, like, receiving input on every frame the way that, you know, games typically should. So we're actually playing this on Windows 7 on a separate machine. And then I'm capturing it through my AverMedia Live Gamer Ultra that I normally use for consoles and stuff. And I will point out that I am using... Where'd the mods menu go? Because I am using a mod that will allow me to play it widescreen. You can see it, actually, it's in very small text next to me over here. Serious Sam Classics patch. There are a couple of things that does. One is enables like 1920 by 1080. The original game actually does have widescreen support, but it always ends up letterboxed, because it doesn't support, like, actual 1080p. But it is interesting that there was some semblance of widescreen support even in the original game in, like, what, 2001? There are other things... Oh, right, it's in here. That's what it is. So I was in the technology test, which is interesting. But yeah, if I go back out, there's a demo menu, and if we just load one of these... lo and behold, you get a demo, like, you know, what you would have had in, if you fired up, you know, Doom or Quake or whatever in the 90s. Actually, I guess Unreal, did Unreal have demos? I feel like Unreal just did the fly-through thing, which is basically what the HD version of Serious Sam, the first encounter, does. But yeah, imagine that, demos. And you can see that, like, the HUD looks at least a little bit different. Actually, some of the ammo is hidden behind me now. I might have to move myself. I have to use a different mouse to move myself. Because my main mouse is connected to the other computer now. But anyway, yeah, so you've got demos in this game. Also, that was louder than I expected it to be, actually, so we may have to do some audio tweaking. Because that was one thing I wasn't able to test, like, all the weapons and whatnot. But yeah, so the interesting thing is this has training, and it has a technology test, because, like, this was the first game on this engine back when it was released, right? So, let's look at the technology test. That's actually what I had, like, that's what I had loaded up for the music when I was starting stream. Side-scrollers have the best demos? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, remember, Biomenace. Which, by the way, my experience with Biomenace was that it's impossible after, like, I don't know, the 3rd level or something. But I feel like I remember there was a demo for, like, the No Man's Land level in that, and it's just like, yeah, I don't know how you're supposed to play this, because even the demo doesn't know how. But yeah, so we've got this technology demo thing. So let's see what there is about this. Also, there is a little bit of strafe tilting in this. It can be turned off. So it is worth, like, looking at the options here, because, you know, as I suspected, there are more options, or, like, the options are somewhat different in the HD version, but there are still actually a lot of options in here. For some reason, controls is actually under here, which is actually an interesting idea, because this is, like, allowing for if you had multiple people using the same machine that had different playstyles, you can actually have multiple player profiles that specifically affect the controls of the game. So you can customize. Here's your sensitivity. There's actually, like, more detailed customization of sensitivity, I think, and nope, it's not in there. There's that too, though. Holy crap. You've got your button customization. Interestingly, rocket launcher and grenade launcher are not doubled up in this game, whereas they were in the HD version. So this time laser is pushed to 7 and cannon is pushed to 8, so I remounted both of those. There were some weird bindings in here by default. Yeah, like, for some reason, strafe left and strafe right were on A or D, and also Q or E, and you can see Q is still up there. Can I just unbind that? Okay, yeah. So there is a view bobbing setting. The problem with turning this off is it turns off both the strafe tilt and your weapon bob. And I feel like having the weapon bob off kind of, like, removes a little something from the game, so I didn't want to remove it for that reason. The strafe tilt isn't too bad. Enter the Temple of Models. That's what's over here. Also, I don't know why we have points. When I just started the level, but we have points. I don't know if that's from me testing it yesterday. I don't know if that's, like, across playthroughs. I would have expected it wasn't, though, so that's a little strange. But yes, they gotta show off all the things that their engine does. So you have diffuse shading in here. You got specular, you see this one's shiny. You've got specular shading here. You've also got invincible teapots, clearly. We do still have reloading on the pistol. Environment mapping. Is bump mapping next? I think there was bump mapping in here. Yep, there's bump mapping. And of course, you know, this was in the era where, like, Quake 3 Arena had come out a few years beforehand, and that had, like, you know, that had pushed a whole bunch of stuff. Here's translucency and transparency. Yeah, the famous teapot has its own HTTP code and everything. Multiply and add blending, so this you can, like, see through it and stuff. Oh, and there's another one over here that you can almost not see. You've got particles, because you have to have particles. And you get fog, because you have to have fog, naturally. Wait, why was control... Wait, hang on. I think I might have to fix another... Another control setting. Hang on. Maybe not. It might not matter. It probably doesn't matter. I was thinking that control might have done something else in the other version, but actually this game doesn't have crouching or anything, does it? Oh, you got the blurred Crow Team logo in here again, too. Or, I mean, text. I don't even know if that really counts as their logo, because it's not the special font. Also, speaking of the Crow Team logo, though, one thing I will point out is when this game boots up, I wish I could show this on stream, but the problem is when you start it with... It takes forever to start this game up, because when it first starts up, it's not using the Classics patch. And then when you load the Classics patch, like, because you load it from the mods menu, it takes forever to restart. But when you first start up the game, it actually shows the Crow Team logo with that that music, which, like, the first time I had heard that was in one particular, like, staff secret, and I was very confused because I hadn't heard the music before. And then it follows that, in this version, it follows that up with an actual... I thought it was very loud, even though I'm all the way out here, so we're still gonna have that problem with, like, no audio attenuation whatsoever. There's a big shiny glob up there for some reason. After the Crow Team logo, there is actually a little animation with Serious Sam in front of the game's logo, and he's just firing off the minigun, and then he says, "Sam, I am." And, like, none of that was in the HD version, so it's like, why not? Why did they remove that? That seems kind of like a signature piece of the game right there. And, like, you can see that, like, the visuals are definitely a bit different, definitely seem brighter, which was a point that Exabyte had brought up when I was playing the HD version. Oh yeah, what did it say about this side? I wasn't paying attention. Does it actually say anything here? No. Also, by the way, the console font is extremely tiny. And one of the things... Does it say something again if I come back down this way? The Temple of Effects. Okay. One of the other things that the patch addresses is it gives you an option to, like, that is the same font that gets used in the Nitrixa messages. And I was like, oh god, this is so tiny an ant couldn't read it. And one of the things that this patch does is it gives you an option of using a bigger font for the Nitrixa messages, and I was like, oh, thank Christ, jeez. Basic texturing. Wait, if we go around the back, is it just the same thing, or is it invisible, or... there's nothing on it. Okay. But yeah, this is cool. They have, like, the tech demo inside of the game. Texture layers and blending models. I'm not really sure how much we're going to see of the blending models right now. Am I going the wrong... I'm going the wrong way. It was bound to happen at some point. Reflections. Yes, we've got shiny. One thing that I noticed in the startup, like the fly-through demo when the game starts up, though, is there is less reflectivity on water. Probably. So, I'll be curious to see how much different that looks. I felt like they kind of overdid that in the HD version. So this is portals. Oh, wow. This is actually super cool. So, I didn't get this sense, maybe this was true of the HD version also, but I just got the sense that this was super reflective on the back, but no, it's actually showing through on all sides in this version. Okay, we're not allowed to actually go through it, but that's super cool. Yeah, go towards the side that doesn't have the door on it. Fog? Haze. Not to be confused with fog. Haze, aka legally distinct fog. Oh no, never mind, here's fog. Okay, yeah, so fog is, like, much more drastic at a distance. I lost the door, help. Okay, there we go. Am I going... Yeah, I was going the wrong way again. Here's your water. Procedural textures. Whoa, geez, I sank like a rock there. Yeah, so see, this is not nearly as reflective as it used to be. Which could be argued as a good thing, potentially, especially when there's fish involved. Lens flares. Oh, man. Oh no, animating lights. Okay, so that's a fading one. Oh, we got a color one over there. I'm just gonna not look at the blinking one too much because it's blinking really fast and I feel like they should have known better, but they didn't know better in 2001, I guess. Alright, so that's presumably the extent of the technical preview. If I go into here, are there statistics on this level? Yeah, there's no secrets or anything. Okay. But that's briefly what the Natrixa dialogue will look like in this version. So you can see it uses a similar font to the menus rather than using the super tiny pixelated console font. Like, I can appreciate using the pixelated font in Natrixa, but basically this, you know, this game did not account for higher resolutions. And that's why that font just doesn't scale up well. And I don't think there's any way to, like, resize it. For that matter, I want to find out... I don't even know where this would be. Oh yeah, there's a ton of rendering options, and like this was a thing even in like without the patch. There was a ton of these. What the patch does though is it gives you like these headings on the left to split up the menu, and it gives you a scroll bar, whereas the original just made you use page up and page down to go between. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know. And there are a bunch of options specifically. Yeah, so this is where you can see what the patch does specifically. There's a bunch of options for integrating with Steam, which I thought I set this to no. It doesn't really matter. I don't have Steam installed on the PC I'm running this on. There's a bunch of stuff here. Gameplay. You can turn on air control. But no, I haven't done anything. I haven't intentionally done anything that would mess with the game, and I would think it turns that off by default. Accessibility. Red screen on damage, fixed player info sound, advanced HUD. Okay, so there's... Interesting. Huh. And you can actually mess with this to use various different things seen in other, you know, installments of the game and mods and stuff. Okay, so HUD size... Oh, I love this. Because I noticed when I tested this out that your health icon will shake when you take damage. You can actually turn that off in the patch, the Classics patch. That's kind of cool. So HUD size is supposedly at 100% right now. I feel like it's actually kind of big. Will this immediately take effect, or... I guess I have to apply first. Okay, we saw the change immediately, though. Because I feel like 100% is actually surprisingly large. Let's do, like, 80% or something. And, like, if you know me, I normally do want the HUD to be big. So, like, the fact that I'm reducing it is saying something. And it's partially because I'm, like, cognizant of how much I had to move my own face over, and I might actually, like... I might actually undo that now. That was what I was curious about in here. Alright, so we found that. But yeah, like, the Classics patch seems... You can find the Classics patch linked on the PC Gaming Wiki page for this game. That's how I found it. Alright, so... Let's do this again. Okay, it didn't arbitrarily alt-tab me out this time, so that's cool. Should we see what training it... Oh! The training, at the bottom, it says, start training level, Karnak. It's literally demo Karnak again, which we also had access to in the HD version. They separated it out. You had Egypt, which was the actual first encounter full episode. And then you had Demo Karnak. Well, I guess we can play that again first and have the same kind of experience we had playing the HD version. You have your same difficulty levels. And I played on normal. Honestly, I wonder if normal is just kind of, like, unreasonable, but to have a one-to-one comparison with my experience on the 3D, the HD version, rather, sorry, they're all 3D versions, I guess we'll play normal again. Okay, what do we have? Welcome to Natrixa. Hello, I am Natrixa, neurotronically implanted combat situation analyzer. I will guide you through your missions by analyzing new environments, enemies, and items. The kerning on this is all over the frickin' place. But that could be the patch's fault, honestly. When I have a new message for you, press the Use button to invoke me and read it. If you encounter a strange artifact, I will allow you to analyze it by pressing the Use button. Now read through your first mission briefing, then select Exit to start playing. Good luck. Here's your Karnak. So yeah, obviously, like, stuff in this is gonna be, like, way lower resolution. Thebes is an ancient Egyptian sanctuary built by many pharaohs since the 12th dynasty. After it was built, only the religious lived there. The main god worshipped in Thebes was Ammon, the king of the gods and that which is hidden. He originally represented the forces of generation and reproduction. Thebes consists of two parts, Karnak and Luxor. We have now entered Karnak. And immediately you have your knife. Ordinary single-blade military knife, used as a tool or as a silent weapon. Used for silent slaying of smaller enemies from behind, which, like, you never freaking do in this game. Like, this game is not a stealth game. So I find it kind of laughable that they have that in there. And this is your Schofield 45 with TMAR. Replica of original 1875 Schofield cavalry model, modified for increased accuracy. Solid and reliable weapon, but normally not very efficient for combat situations due to its low rate of fire. This one is fitted with a small technomagical ammunition replenisher, which is why it has unlimited ammo. Captured from Mental's forces to provide infinite ammunition supply. Useful as a last resort defense and for elimination of weaker enemies at long range. Can be used in combination with Natrix's target detection system for accurate long-range shooting. No enemy stats yet. Here's our status. Huh. I wonder why this aligns over here and if that's like an artifact of the font adaptation. Alright, so here's... Oh, we have to... Right. We've never tried going back through that on this version of the level. I need to try that. So we need to restart the level. I guess I have to go out... Wait. Can I load... Is there an autosave? Does this not have autosaves? I don't know if that would be a classics patch thing. I don't know. I guess I'll go back out to the main menu and we'll start it again. I just have to remember to hold backwards immediately. Funny how the load times are... Well, the load times are going to be more tangible here because this does not have a solid-state drive. You get somewhat closer to the original 2001 experience. Alright, let's go through these again, just to mark them as red. Generous yard has been found. Alright, now the question is, will this immediately kill me? Alright, at least they give us that. Because the thing is, in the full version... Oh, I should start the timer. In the full version of this, this part is impossible, even though you have weapons. And in this, you don't have weapons. Oh, yeah, what's the... Okay, yeah, that did quick save. It's in a tiny message at the top left. The quick save key does work. The quick save key is actually better in this version because it doesn't, like, darken the entire screen and mute the audio and pause it for a second. Okay, so this yard is actually... Oh, look at that. It, like... I like that, actually. It's a little annoying, but I like that it actually shows, like, you've got mail. Like, in the towards the center of the screen. That is something that the HD version does not do. Originally invented by General Thompson, this submachine gun has survived 2 world wars, and with recent improvements, it is back on the track. This old-timer was modified to accept 5.56 millimeter ammo. I couldn't tell if that was MM or NM in this version, but it's MM. I'm guessing this, like, the original console font that's used for this screen is fixed width, and I'm guessing that it's trying to make do with a variable width font, which, you know, is not going to work as well. To be compatible with older other standard infantry weapons, and its universal drum container can be filled from any standard ammo pack. Provides both rapid fire mode and controlled short bursts. The question is this going to spawn a bunch of enemies on my ass and kill me? Because that's what happened in the other version. So, like, the lighting is definitely less interesting in this, I guess, a little bit. Like, it seems a little flatter, which is funny to say because everything in this game was flat, like, geography-wise to begin with. Here's your shotgun. 12-gauge pump-action shotgun. A single-barrel 12-gauge pump-action shotgun. Efficient for short and middle-range elimination of smaller enemies. Not very high-powerful, good rate of fire. And what's over here? Yeah, so nothing has spawned in here to kill me. And, like, maybe that's supposed to be a joke. That, like, yeah, if you played the demo, you came in here and thought you just got free weapons and stuff, but, it's not gonna be that easy. Oh, wait. Maybe that spawns them. Did that spawn them? I thought the music changed, but it might have just been, like, part of the loop. Double-barrel coach gun. Standard double-barreled 12-gauge shotgun, efficient for short-range elimination of medium-sized enemies, but scatters the pellets too much to be used for long-range shooting. Slow due to completely manual reloading, inefficient at long range. Are they giving me the rocket launcher here, too? Oh, they did. Okay, we got some clear. They did spawn enemies. Oh man, yeah, so I will say that I really liked the death animation of the clear in HD, and especially the sound effect. There was this crispy, bone-shattering sound effect when the bones just scatter. And we don't get that in this version. So the model's still, like, the model in HD is probably pretty faithful to this, but, like, yeah, the lighting is very different. And I know that Zettabyte was talking about, how they're more Hi, Zeta. Zettabyte was talking about how, like, they're more clearly visible in this version. Something you kind of forgot about, the difficulty names are misleading. Apparently, when Crow Team was balancing the first 2 games, they had actually intended for easy to be the normal difficulty and normal as the hard difficulty. Oh! So it's literally the same thing that Malapataka did. And then I, like, played the demo this year, and literally one of the only differences in the demo was they shifted the difficulties, so what used to be normal is now easy, and what used to be hard is now normal. That would explain a lot, because that was what I was saying when I was picking difficulty. I was like, this honestly, I'm wondering if easy would be the more reasonable difficulty. But they labeled normal as, like, for experienced FPS players, and then they label hard as for experienced Serious Sam players, right? I think it was something like that, and, like, yeah, kind of seems like normal should be labeled that instead. That would explain a lot, actually. It's nice to see that we had an example of that in the early 2000s. Was that true in both versions of the game? An undead skeleton of a being from an extinct race from the planet Clear of Alpha Canis Majoris. It has long, sharp claws on its hands and a long tail. They either attack by conjuring 2 bolos, or by slashing with their claws from close range. Their jumping attacks are best evaded by sidestepping, which is easier said than done when they're coming from all directions. Here's their rocket launcher. Experimental Personal Missile Launcher, XRML-21, is designed to provide infantry forces with a fast-firing rate of fire. Yeah, I think it's the same text in both versions. Anti-armor rockets. Fires high-speed, unguided, self-propelled Inferno missiles. Efficient against armored opponents and large masses of weak forces. Do not fire near close obstacles. Alright, did I pick up everything? I think I picked up everything. Yeah, so they spawn a couple of clear in this room in this version, but you don't get, like, a huge onslaught like in the full game. Alright, let's save since we're through with that. They made HE slightly harder by adding extra monsters. Oh, okay. Don't know why TFE was hard enough. Yeah, so, like, I'm kind of aiming to commit to normal on this so that I can compare 1-to-1. Oh, immediately got shot. Good job, me. I really appreciate the unread indicator jumping out so that I actually notice it, because there were definitely times where I just totally snoozed on the analyzing message and then didn't read. And that happened in the end game when I was playing TFE HD, where it was like, yeah, you should actually just run. Which I eventually surmised myself, but like, yeah, I would have been better off reading it there. So here's the thing. I feel like, I mean, like, these guys still look roughly the same in HD, but somehow, something about the art style here just jumps out at me more. And maybe part of it is just that it's, like, better focused and zoomed in this version. But, like, I don't know. I feel a greater sense of identity from the enemy models in this version, especially for these guys, than I do in HD. And, like, that's the thing is, like, I get the impression that, like, the HD, you know, remaster, so to speak, just made everything feel overly generic in this game. So, like, from that angle alone, I am kind of intrigued to play this original version. No, absolutely not. I only just finished playing this game for the first time with the HD version right before today. And I had an awful time on normal difficulty, so I would never do that to myself. Beheaded Rocketeer, an executed Syrian soldier raised from the dead by mental and remote controlled by life control unit. The Rocketeer carries his own head in one hand to receive audio-visual information and fires one magic missile at a time from a low-power handheld launcher. They're immune to their own missiles. No known problems. More cartoonish, which gives it more of a stylistic identity, also true for the second. So I was going to ask you, because I don't have the second encounter non-HD, but I'm wondering if I should think about playing that version instead of HD. On the one hand, given that there's more varied environments in 2 than in 1, like, maybe I would find the environments more appreciable in HD, but given that I feel like this is more interesting to me already, I'm thinking, and like, depending on how I feel about, that was a big boom, and I don't know, oh, that was the door blowing up as I opened the tricks, alright, whoops, no big deal. But yeah, I'm definitely wondering if I should just do the originals across the board for the first and second encounter. An executed Syrian soldier raised from the dead by mental and remote controlled by LCU. A firecracker carries his own head in one hand to receive audio-visual information. He fires 5 magic missiles in succession from a low-power launcher implanted in the head. They are immune to their own missiles. Gnar female. A small bipedal animal with no head, one eye, and a large mouth. I mean, I think that still counts as a head, right? So, like, these especially. Look at this model. Like, yeah, it's not HD, but this looks so much cooler to me than the HD model did. Something about the HD model just doesn't carry the same effect. I feel like the mouth on this is, like, way more notable. And really everything about it is way more notable. I don't know if cartoonish is quite yet. Not. It's almost like this model in particular almost feels like claymation to me or something. The way the teeth are rendered and stuff, actually. Oh, so the physics stuff carries into TSE as well. See, that's the other reason that I want to play this version is, you know, you mentioned a couple of rooms that or you know, the first secret exit, for example. There were a couple things that had to be completely gutted and redone, because the newer engine couldn't handle any of the interesting physics stuff. And it's like, that would have been some of the things that would have set this game actually apart from other games of the time, other than the abysmal level and combat design. You know, how about having some good things to set it apart? So, like, I definitely want to see this from that angle as well, as, like, actually see what they really did with the first version, but it still boggles my mind. Like, I feel like I'm gonna come out at the end of this, like, why did they make the HD version if it's just a straight-up downgrade in everything besides visuals? But even in terms of visuals, the visuals just seem more generic than the original, even if they're technically, like, higher tech. Originating from Sirius, trained by mental to attack opposing forces, the females are larger, green, and tougher than males. They have no ranged weapons, just keep away. Some species can levitate. Rare specimens have been reported to be invisible. Oh, they also sparkle as they dissipate. Did they sparkle? I feel like they just kind of, like, turned into a black mass and then evaporated. But maybe that's only the bigger enemies. Also, I have to check for something, because, like, didn't the full level had switches or something, didn't it? I don't know if this version has that. Like, there were things I found when I played the full level that I didn't find in the demo, and I wasn't sure if they were actually in the demo, but maybe they aren't. Well, that's the male then, isn't it? You've got male. It's a male. An arm male. A small bipedal animal with no head, one eye, and a large mouth, originating from Sirius and trained by mental to attack opposing forces. The males are smaller, purple, and not as tough as females. They have no ranged weapons, just keep away, and some species can levitate. So both versions can levitate. There's also some monster changes in HD you're not a huge fan of. Granted, it's intended as opposed to what they did with Clears. Is that specific to TSE? Or does that apply even to TFE?
Yeah, baby!
So yeah, that's where you would pick up the shotgun first if you didn't find the secret at the beginning. How does audio balance seem to people? I'm realizing the sound effects might actually be louder than I anticipated. I was wondering why I was hearing, like, a breathing sound. It's because I was being tailed by that guy. Oh, the monsters... Okay, so there's new monsters in TSC. I'll take that under advisement. But yeah, I have wishlisted TSE on GOG, since I have this on GOG, and since that makes it... Since you can download the individual installers, that makes it easier for me to get onto this dedicated machine that I have set up for old games that give Proton a hard time for some reason. Which, like, you would think that old games would be easier for Proton to work with, and yet Painkiller and this are the two that I've had problems with so far. Spice Trap. This hole, full of spikes, is preventing approach to the door. Any attempt to walk across might turn you into dead meat. Better find a way to cover the hole before proceeding. Perhaps the two Guardian Sphinxes positioned nearby are part of the solution. We should analyze them. Okay, let's analyze them. These two Guardian Sphinxes are very heavy. Even you can't move them with your strength. Still, they're positioned on some kind of track and certainly look movable. There must be some mechanism which will move them if activated. I advise you to look in the yard to the north from here with the Shrine of Thoth. Which north is apparently that way. I still don't think there's a compass in any version of this game. I should save. I love that saving in this version is seamless. Oh, hello. Guess what time it is? Oh, there's more of them. Beheaded Kamikaze. An executed Syrian soldier raised from the dead by mental and remote-controlled by life control unit. The head of the kamikaze has been ruined, so he is employed for suicidal attacks. Carries 2 bombs in his hands and activates them when close enough to the target. Explodes when killed. Ow. Yeah, so you saw you might have seen the health shake in the bottom left corner. It's not too distracting. Oh, okay, so I love this. Well, okay. I both love and hate this. So on one hand, I'm pretty sure in HD the Switch is at least a slightly different color than what's around it. But I love that there's actually, like, an emblem in the middle of the Switch. Because that actually makes it noticeable. Like, it makes it look like a Switch. Because that was the biggest... I commented on this when I played the HD version, that they were basically like Hexen 2 throne-ass Switches. Because there's this one Switch in Hexen 2 that's on a throne, and it's really tiny, and it's just the same texture as the throne, so you don't even realize it's a fucking Switch. And that's what the switches in HD reminded me of. So, kind of a fan that they have an emblem on these. Here's one Sphinx. Beheaded bomber, an executed Syrian soldier raised from the dead by mental and remote control. The bomber carries his own head in one hand to receive audio-visual information and has a large supply of inflatable bombs in his pockets. The beheaded bomber explodes soon after death. I heard somebody grumbling over there. I need to check around the perimeter. Oh yeah, there was something... I want to say I experimented this in the, I don't even remember where the heck it was. It's not in here. But wasn't there, like, blood options that I experimented with briefly in HD? And I'm pretty sure I saw them somewhere in here, but I don't remember where. With the amount of options in here, it feels like this needs an option search like GZ Doom has. I swear I found it at one point, but I don't remember which frickin' menu it's in. And the thing is, it might have even been in Classics patch, which would seem really weird. Oh yeah, here's all your UI settings, in terms of, like, drop-down. So, like, those drop-down lists that you saw, those are not in the original UI. And same with the scroll bars and the categories and stuff. I wonder if it's in extras, actually. You can't even get to that from here, so I don't think that's where it is. I can't remember where that bloody menu is, or that menu item. But yeah, enemies definitely stand out more. I remember seeing screenshots of this a long time ago, and like I couldn't even tell whether it was 3D or not when I first saw screenshots of this, I feel like. Which, you know, kind of goes to what you were saying about it feeling a little more cartoony, maybe. Lens flare. But yeah, there is a menu item somewhere that lets you pick, like, you know, red versus, confetti or kids or whatever the heck it was. I thought there was... Oh, it's over here. There's other stuff, I guess. That's health. That gets you punished. An implant that produces the screen? Oh, guess who? Yeah, I wouldn't normally have had that weapon yet. It would have given it to me here.
Yeah, baby.
Whoops, that's a column. Of course, I do also have, like, these other weapons that, I got in the secret area. Oh, is it actually, like, it shows the ammo in red when you're low? Okay, that's cool. Why was the... It shakes the gun icon just when you switch weapon, I guess? That seems a little bit excessive. I couldn't even pick that up. Now I can. Interesting, though, that the enemies showed up even though I couldn't pick it up. I wasn't sure whether that was going to work or not. Are they making the grumbling noises I heard over here before? Maybe. Alright, I didn't actually do the thing I needed to do up here, did I? I like the crosshair more in Classic, but you think it's changeable in HD? Yeah. I'm pretty sure HD had a bunch of options for it. I thought this had options for it too, actually, but I don't remember where, again. And it might actually have been... It might have been in the patch. Or I might just be thinking of something completely different. That's where I just checked, isn't it? I might also be scrolling through too quickly. Well, this was the HUD section. Colorize HUD? Huh. Alright, not gonna worry about it. It would take me forever to find things in there. I don't even need that ammo. Save. I keep expecting to have to wait when I quick save now, and I don't have to. It's great. The room that spawns one of those on each side, so if you go up one side and down the other, it kind of just doesn't work. I mean, it does, but it just seems awkward. Ow, I got stuck against something. Didn't really mean to do that. Armor. Oh, right, there's the lever in here, isn't there? Yup. The lever is pretty clearly visible there, unless you, like, approach it straight on, but you should really be approaching it from the side. The sand there is probably way more flat-looking than it was in HD. Who else is shooting at me? Oh, wait, I can one-shot them with this. I thought I needed to use the double shotgun to one-shot them. Alright, well, now I can use the ammo that's out here. Oh, I was gonna say. I was expecting one more on the other side. Oh, hi. Still doing that out of force of habit. Nice armor value. I was gonna say, why I figured there'd be one on each side. That guy got a little bit lost. Yeah, that's true. They really... Oh, here's the first bull. They really do like the sawed-off. There's our first bull. The one thing that is unfortunate about this version is, especially when you use the shotgun on the bull, in HD, it gets very bloody after the first hit, which makes it very recognizable that, like, okay, one more hit and he should be done, which is, you know, good for keeping track of which bulls are near death when there's multiple of them. So, that'll be a little bit harder to keep track of in this version. Crossbred with mixed genes of Syrians and some kind of cattle, the were-bull behaves much like an ordinary bull and attacks with its horns by charging. Avoid its charging attacks by sidestepping. Watching on YouTube on your Nintendo, wow. Well, I'm glad my multi-stream is useful for that purpose. Hey, you know what? This gun isn't, like, overwhelmingly loud in this version. That is, the double shotgun is actually louder than that is. We might actually have better audio balance in the original version of the game. Imagine that, holy shit. The weird thing is, like, the muzzle flash seems, like, somewhat inconsistent. Which, like, I mean, I would be fine with no muzzle flash whatsoever, honestly, but, you know, I know games gotta have muzzle flash. What am I hearing? Well, he just, like, fell over and didn't blow to bits. Amazing. We're back to the switches without emblems on them. Well, it was good while it lasted. Now I'm wondering if those first two switches actually did have emblems in the HD version and I just forgot. Well, I completely whiffed that at close range somehow. I can't believe I got 2 with 1 bullet. 1 shotgun shell. But yeah, like, the lighting is definitely, like, way more stark in this in places and whatnot, but, like... Okay, that enemy kind of blended in a little bit. It does still depend on where you see them. Hi, jeez. That didn't... I don't know if that guy spawned or if it was there the whole time. They do like to do their clear ambush locations in this game. Alright, this is where we're going. Have I missed any messages? Nope, doesn't look like it. I've probably missed secrets, I don't really care though. Very suspicious. I sense great danger here. This environment and that creepy creature look very suspicious. I do not think it is wise to shoot at it with your present firepower. There is a weapon on the other side of the room. Go and get it. I happen to already have it this time.
I don't remember seeing this in the travel brochure.
But also all this other stuff spawned. Oh, I'm out of rockets. I need to go pick that up, actually. Yo, 3 for the price of 2. You can actually knock them away. That's interesting. I don't think that ever happened to me in the HD version, and I just saw it happen at least twice here. So there's your adult arachnoid, a holy warrior from a primitive race evolved from arthropods, extremely hostile due to their religious convictions. Yeah, it tends to happen. Carries a chain gun with ammo replenisher in one hand. Exoskeleton covers entire arachnoid's body and provides good protection against bullets, explosives, and fire. I do feel like, speaking of explosions, I feel like I took way less damage than I expected to, considering I just got exploded by, like, 1.5 kamikazes. Like, one of them definitely exploded right on me. The other one was maybe at a bit of a distance. Oh yeah, I guess not surprised that the YouTube app on Nintendo wouldn't give you the ability to chat, because Nintendo doesn't like giving you the ability to chat at all. Tips. Dangerous sting, do not approach too closely. I've literally never tried to bait the sting, actually. I should remember to try to do that at some point. Will shoot through their own ranks in fury. You know, that's actually interesting, because in retrospect, maybe that's something they kind of expect you to make use of in that one extremely unreasonable area of the final secret level. And then we've got another thing here. Right. Beware of the arachnoid. It is asleep now, but arachnoids are not known for sleeping very heavily. It might wake up any second. Seems like it's guarding the gold ankh key positioned underneath this beast. You must somehow collect the key to exit this spooky situation. What? We still got more dudes. Also, another thing that I noticed while doing that fight is, like, the battle music in here has, like, that vocal charge kind of thing. That, or whatever. I can't really do it. And I always wondered if that was actually, like, a timed voice line the first few times I heard it, until I realized, no, it's always happening with this specific music. So in this version, that actually, like, blends into the background a bit better. Can I get any health, actually? But yeah, I'm surprised how I still have 73 health. There is health right here. Okay. Am I stuck in here? I am stuck in here. Okay. Of course, we know this series is, no stranger to points of no return. They do that a lot. Oh, there's more health anyway. Yeah, this is this part. It, like, fills with fog. Oh, there's that music again. Yeah, the fog might actually be even more problematic in this version, although you can just jump over it. Oh, what? You didn't die. What? He started moving immediately. Wait. I think their behavior changed in HD, because usually they stop for... Is this one of the invisible ones? It is one of the invisible ones. I guess I got it because the music stopped. You seriously could not see that because of the fog on top of everything else. So that's a bit rude. And I think that might be the first invisible one we've had. Notice I did not say the first invisible one we've seen, because we didn't. Oh, hi. Where did you guys come from? Hi. Well, they will still launch you. I keep wanting to use the Thompson, and I don't have ammo for it. I don't know what hit him. Ow. Ow. I wonder if armor is implemented differently. Although, I do remember it disappearing quite quickly in HD as well. I'm just surprised that I didn't lose more than, like, 30 health from 2 kamikazes at close range. I feel like those guys are more... The clear are more reliably one-shottable with this in this version. So I definitely do feel like there's balance differences. Nope, I don't actually need that. Oh, yeah, can I destroy these? They become very big rocks in this version. Kind of funny. Yes, the gold plating is ruined. They are just rock now. Right, so there's a door over there, and I think we have to go through that first. Oh, I should try destroying this, right? My rocket didn't land, dude. Landed there. Yeah, I guess this guy is invincible. Alright. Okay, so quick load does have to spend a second or two loading. But quick save is seamless. I think the coach gun's range is slightly better in classic. Yup, that would do it. Hey, Flatter Viper. She adds a whole bunch of weirdness. That's so weird. So little, but adds up if you know what to look for. Yeah, so I'm playing in the reverse order. I played HD first, which I feel was a mistake. Oh, I didn't go to the other door first. To, like, get whatever... We probably would have gotten lore text there. I don't know if I can still go back after coming in here, or if it fences me in until I finish this. It probably fences me in. I could reload again. Aha! No, we can go back. Either that or I just beat it to the punch. Let's see if we get text over here. Shrine of Mud. The door is locked. I do not have enough information for opening this door. You will have to return here later. First find a gold statue of Ammon in the Temple of Ammon, located at the end of Vankpool Yard. We will need the statue later to open the gates of Complex of Ammon. The gates of Complex of Ammon... Was it called Complex of Ammon in the other version? Most of this text, I think, has been identical. I just kind of don't remember that phrase. This will help us enter further inside Karnak. I'm sure that you will enjoy some swimming on this hot, sunny day. I do remember that part, though. You stuck with the classics. And yeah, I so I never heard of Revolution until I installed the classic patch on top of this, and that mentions Revolution in terms of, like, it's got, like, an option for the Revolution HUD and stuff. And I think there's, like, an additional patch for Revolution, so... I want to use Revolution to play Bright Island. You'd imagine Revolution as a whole is alright, but the expansion, oh boy. So is that like a fan expansion? What is Revolution? Oh yeah, I want to check something. How many saves... Is there just one quick save in this? It doesn't even register on the save menu? That's good to know. I'm glad I found that out now. Now I need to remember that. You finished... I mean, honestly, congrats on finishing TFE HD, because, like, if I didn't know better, I would have stopped at Metropolis. And then, honestly, I really wanted to stop in the middle of the final level. I was not having a good time with that. Revolution's classics bundled together in one experience with workshop support. Wait, so is it like a Steam-specific thing? Somehow... It's so funny how, like, initially I had trouble even finding the originals on Steam because I didn't realize they're, like, listed as classic. Oh, we got a flying dude. And then the really interesting thing... The really interesting thing is when you pause, it keeps the music and it just overlays in this version, whereas it cuts to the full-screen menu in... So I can actually pause and have music in this version. That's great. HD doesn't do that. What the fuck? That was not actually the interesting thing I was going to say. The interesting thing I was going to say is that there's apparently a bundle of the classic versions, TFE and TSC, on Steam that are listed as, like, Serious Sam 3 something or other, but they don't have anything to do with Serious Sam 3. They're just 1 and 2 classic. Like, eh. Or first and second classic. I can't say 1 and 2 classic, because Serious Sam 2 is a different thing that exists. Princess Revolution was largely a fan project that got officially released. Oh, interesting. Bright Islands is exclusive to Revolution. You really wanted to like it because the environments are cool, but it doesn't run particularly well, and is also ridiculously hard. Okay. Well, given my thoughts on parts of TFE to begin with, yeah, I think I can do without playing Bright Island. Also, I am gonna go in and maybe reduce sound effect volume a tiny bit, because I know that the shotguns in particular are spiking a little bit. Look at how bright this room is, this area. This area looked pretty different in HD. I see we still have Weapon Bob underwater in both versions. There's a lot of banking going on here. That might have already been a thing in HD also. Or I shouldn't say already, but I might have noticed that in HD as well. Oh yeah, how obvious is the door here? I kind of didn't pay much attention to it. The door's actually darker in this version. I forget if it was darker or lighter in HD. I want to say it was lighter. Is this where the thing was? There was another thing. It might only be in the full version. No, it's right here. Is it right here? This kind of looks lighter. Oh, it's over there. I was slightly off. It's over here. Secret place has been found. There it is. It doesn't have the music in the demo version, though. I think I only did... I was only pointed to this. I shouldn't say pointed, but someone told me to look for another secret in the pool. In the full version, so I didn't find this in the demo version originally. You found a secret papyrus. Strangely enough, it is written in Croatian and translates as, "We are glad that you are such a brave hero and that you made it to here. Enjoy the rest of the game. Crow Team wishes you best luck." Some historical background. Crow Team was a small underdog game developer that developed a game that shares your nickname, Serious Sam, way back at the beginning of the third millennium. Later, after many poorly designed sequels, Serious Sam Volume 15, Mental Strikes Back Again, which took place only in sewers, dark caves, and claustrophobic gothic dungeons, became the best-selling game ever, selling around 387 million copies. I do not know if this is somehow connected with our mission. Probably not, just carry on. Yeah. Well, so here's the thing. Yeah, so, like, I think Serious Sam 3 was, like, very, very different in terms of avoiding the rest of the series. I don't remember what the verdict was on 2. I do own 2 on Steam, so I will give that one a try. I don't know if the series actually peaked with the second encounter, though. Wait, really? Are you talking about, like, just when you weapon switch? Whoa. Somehow that dude's jibs in particular shot all the way over here. They removed those because the original Xbox port removed them due to the fact they wanted console to be less frustrating. Wait, what? Oh. Just by, like, making the weapon switches instant? And HD was built on top of the Xbox port. Interesting. Wonder if that explains any other things about it. What was actually over here that I didn't pick up? Because if that's shells, I need those now. Yep. Oh, right, you were saying it was kind of consoleized. Second one. Yeah, so I never played this series before because, like, the only exposure I ever had earlier was, I think, a little bit of TSE co-op on HD. And it didn't really grab me. And, like, granted, large, flat, bland arenas with horde combat that doesn't feel particularly well thought through isn't really my kind of thing anyway. I'm much more a fan of, like, you know, more intricately designed levels that are half about the exploration, more so than the combat. And I mean, like, obviously this has secrets.
I smell an ambush.
But it just doesn't feel like the exploration is really what you're here for. Ah, shit. God damn it. It helps that I got that mega armor. Now we're hurting.
Yeah!
So, I feel like if I had done that in the HD version, I would have died twice. Again, the armor probably helped a lot, and I lost like 3/4 of it, but still. The fact that I actually survived that despite taking like 5 direct hits is like, that would not have worked in the HD version. So this immediately feels more forgiving. Next encounter on GameCube? Is that GameCube specific? Unofficial alpha remake. Oh. Yeah, it's really funny because the only thing you have to reload in this game is the starting pistols. Alright, well, we got consolation armor. For how much stupid damage I took. Yeah, so, like, the lighting here seems very, very flat. PS2 and GameCube. Huh. Well, I mean, yeah. Unsurprising. PS2... Anytime there was a multi-console release in that era, PS2 was usually worse. I mean, Resident Evil 4 was, like, the poster child of that. You know, it was GameCube exclusive, and then it wasn't. But then the PS2 version was absolute shit, because they basically removed all of the effects whatsoever. Oh no, Game Boy... I mean, not surprising. I feel like a lot of Game Boy Advance games had problems. The entrance to the Shrine of Ammon has been sealed. You cannot proceed this way. There is no way to open this door. On the other hand, we definitely need the gold statue. There must be another way to enter the shrine. Sam, you have to find an alternative entrance. Alright. I still have no freaking bullets, dude. Probably because we haven't officially received the Thompson yet. I only got that in the secret. There's actually a sound when you use buttons in this. I'm pretty sure there was no sound whatsoever when you use buttons. Like, that was one of my biggest problems with HD. Was that, like, I would always double check the buttons. I'm like, I didn't hear it do anything. Did it do anything? Did I actually hit it? Did I miss? No, I hit it. It was just silent. Okay, well, if SS2 is still second for you, then yeah, I don't feel too bad about. Alright, I'm pretty sure there's fish down here. Or maybe it's when I pick up a certain thing down there that there's fish. Wait. Didn't it say secret thing opened? Oh, it only opens when you get here? Is that different in this version? Because that seems real obtuse. If you have to come back to it and ask it nicely. Because, like, otherwise you'd come back here and be like, okay, it's still not open. I guess I'll check something else for what opened. Oh, here's machine gun ammo. And rocket ammo. Probably take that too. Alright, we'll leave the rest for later. Because I'll probably want it. There's your oxygen meter at the top center. I didn't take whatever it was that makes the fish angry down there. I think there's like a big health down there or something. Getting out of water seems infinitely harder in this version. Wait, what the hell is this? Is this what actually opened? Is this different? Oh, this is version specific. We're doing gravity shenanigans. Holy shit, this is my first taste of what's actually unique about the original version of the game. Are you sure it wasn't just off-kilter because I was in water and therefore wasn't actually, like, upright? What the fuck? Alright. We are now right side up. Okay, I can just go through that. Yeah, like, that's one of the main reasons I wanted to come back and play this version. Oh, you have to... wait. Is there actually a layer of water that allows you to stay up there to get that? Or does this flip gravity? Yes, it does, and also I got stuck immediately on the switch itself. Oh, and that's also what lets you get out. Because otherwise you just live here, probably. But you can also flip it again. Yep, there you go. At least I reckon there's nothing else to do in here. But yeah, this is immediately more interesting than anything in the HD version. And it's, you know, coming back to the question that I imagine I will be asking multiple times during this playthrough of, like, if the HD version had to take this out, why the fuck did you bother making the HD version? Alright. Alright, does it look off-kilter? I don't think it looks off-kilter, does it? Maybe when you look up there, in certain ways it does. I don't know. I think it's fine. I think it's because I was in the water. Yes, that door is in fact still closed. Man, I'm not much for playing FPSs on consoles, but if I can manage to get the GameCube version of that to work for me, I might have to try it. If it's, you know, if it's that notable. How do I pick this up? I can't crouch, right? Crouching is not a thing in this, is it? It just looks unreachable. For that matter, there's probably one or two other things I should, like, FPSs I should play on GameCube, because, like, wasn't, at least one of the Time Splitters games on there? I've never played those. I could look into that, too. Like, I did play Prime Hack. I played specifically Metroid Prime 1 and Prime Hack, and then I played, because I had played Prime 1 before. In 2020, I played the whole Prime series, because I had never finished 2 or 3. So I replayed 1 using Prime Hack, because I figured, what the heck, that would be different and seems interesting. Then I played 2 on actual GameCube and 3 on actual Wii. And honestly, the downside to Prime Hack is trying to control Morph Ball without analog input. It's kind of a nightmare. Might have to play. Oh, you also only played HD1? Interesting. Wait, what? There is a... Wait. I wasn't... That's what it is. I was looking for crouch. But yeah, why is it on F? What the fuck? We're gonna put it there. And that probably just unbound from here, right? Because it was firing before. So there is crouch. I was like, there's no crouch in this game, is there? No, there is. I just didn't find it because I was looking for crouch. Which is what it's called in every other game in the universe. This is apparently a duck game. Alright. Trying to remember, was that a cutscene in the HD version, actually? There are definitely times where all the enemies are just shadows in this. guess what? There's a scorpion. It does more with the physics stuff, which makes certain rooms much more manageable. Yeah, I know you mentioned that about one of the rooms in the last secret level. Which I'm definitely curious. Like, I'm definitely curious about that second secret level in this version. And I'm curious to see, like, I know you kind of described how the first secret exit works in this, which sounds infinitely more interesting than how it works in HD. Oh, that's the portal room. Right, okay. Is there anywhere else to go here? I don't think so. Let's take a look at the portal. But let's take a look at the corners first.
Cool.
Okay, so I don't know if anyone remembers HD better than I do. Did the back of the portal also function as a portal in that version, or was it just shiny and reflective? Because I didn't realize that it was fully a portal on all sides until I saw this version, and I saw the portal in the tech preview area. I thought it was just gray and reflective. You don't think it does this in HD? Okay, so then I didn't miss that. So I was gonna say, I'd feel kind of bad for not noticing that. But it's actually kind of a cool effect in this version. A removal you're iffy on is with the clears. They have 2 death animations here, one where they just fall over and one... Yeah, so, well, okay. I was assuming that the falling over was if I didn't jib them or something. Because, yeah, I saw the falling over at one point. I was like, whoa, that never happened to me before. And I assumed it was just because I didn't quite kill them as hard. Because, you know, with most enemies, you can either make them fall over or make them just disappear into a fine mist. So I assumed it was that kind of correlation. I do like the exploding into bones in HD, especially with the sound that accompanies it. So, like, that is the one thing I miss so far. Other than that, I don't miss the HD version so far. Oh, hello. Oh, the eagles are coming. Oh, wow. Their projectiles are a lot faster in this, I think. Or maybe it's just that they look sufficiently different that I'm, like, thrown off. Oh, yeah, we gotta read about the Harpies. Scythian Witch Harpy. A female clone of a long-extinct Scythian race. A Witch Harpy is trained in close combat and casting combat spells. Its flying ability allows it to reach otherwise unreachable positions and attack their enemy from above. When in large groups, make mincemeat with minigun or rocket them away. You can take down individuals with double-barreled shotgun. I don't remember that first of the 2 notes being there. You're grounded. It's funny how the wings don't fall off. And that was the case in HD also, I think. It's like they'll end up grounded, but they still have wings. So it's like, why are they actually grounded? Okay, so here's an interesting thing. The melee is actually dodgeable to a degree in this. That was not the case in HD. Oh, was she actually going to get back up? Can they actually get up and fly again? Another removal is the flying Nars can actually grow legs and retract the... Oh, holy shit, really? I haven't seen that happen yet. So that's kind of a spoiler. Probably avoid those. I might forget anyway and still be surprised when it happens, just because I wouldn't expect it to happen. Oh, it's very rare anyway? Okay. But, so here's the thing I was saying with the Harpies. Oh, gee. Hello, I'm getting... I didn't need the health. I don't know why I thought I needed the health. I didn't. I don't think I've seen them... Well, I've seen them, but I don't think I've seen them grow legs yet. So that's what I was talking about specifically. So, with the Harpies, in the HD version, I would try to avoid the melee attack with the kick, and then I would sidestep them, I would seriously see them kick across my field of view, and I would still get hurt by it, even though I'm nowhere near their legs. Whereas in this version, if I sidestep the kick, it actually fucking works. Like, thanks. Seems like table stakes implementation of when you sidestep something, you should avoid the damage from it. So yeah, this version is like severely outclassing the HD version already. Now, when I realized this was in my library on GOG last night, like mere hours after saying at the end of, like, near the end of the final level of HD, I seriously said I never want to play this again. I was like, I actually want to play this again now.
Let's get serious.
Come to think of it, so we got the Thompson earlier. I forget if the Thompson doesn't actually appear in the level outside of secrets. Because now that I think about it, I think we just got the minigun in the demo version of this when I played HD, because I didn't get the initial secret. Following from Gatling through Vulcan and M134, XM214A is latest news in infantry armament. Self-powered and complete with a built-in magazine and a recoil adapter, this is the most powerful personal weapon available. Used for short to long-range confrontation with tough enemies or mass elimination of a large number of smaller opponents. Spends ammunition quickly. Alright, yeah, it sounds like I need to get the original version of the second encounter, which I'm gonna be really torn about. We'll see how I feel about it by the end of this, because, like, the thing is, I think second encounter is like $6 usually. But, like, because of how bad of an experience I had with first encounter HD, I'm kind of, like, morally opposed to paying more than, like, $1 or $2 for any of these games. Which, of course, is really funny when you look at how much they want you to pay for, like, 3. Which, no, I'm just not gonna. So I may have a dilemma on my hands of, like, do I really want to shell out $6 to pay the second edition right now? Or do I get lucky and it goes on a sale within the next couple of weeks? Ah, yes, I love enemies where I don't have any cover. Also, ow. Hit scan enemies when I have no cover whatsoever. I guess I could have tried crouching behind that. Or ducking behind that, sorry. Somehow I feel like the directionality of the kamikaze is a little less obvious in this version, which could be a problem. Oh, yeah, also those. See, that felt like it was coming through my left ear more, but he was coming from the right. So yeah, we might have a problem with directional conveyance and audio in this version. So that might bite me in the ass sometime pretty soon. Yeah, I might have commented on the seemingly inaccurate bullets per minute the first time I played. That is still not destructible. I thought this one was destructible in HD. Am I actually misremembering? I already picked up the stuff around here. Why is everything lopsided? Oh, I'm stuck. Thank you. That works. It's like it takes you a while to, like, ease out of the strafe tilt, apparently. Oh, right, okay, this is this room, which has a whole bunch of stuff. I'm still... Okay, no, I'm not lopsided. I don't know. I'm confused now. Somehow the armor shards are, like, extremely quiet in this. Oh, I never went back for more stuff in the underwater secret. Oh, well. Kinda late now, I think. I don't think I can get back there anymore. Oh, you also... Your weapon also shakes when you get more ammo. Okay. Yeah, in the HUD. That seems very blatant. I don't think I found this last time. But it seemed very blatantly obvious this time. Guess what? More gravity shenanigans. Uh-oh. Okay, that is actually how you get out. What on earth am I... Oh, jeez.
Groovy.
Okay, then. How many of these are traps? Oh, man, yeah, this is just a huge topsy-turvy room. Yeah, so this entire thing was not in HD. Like, seriously, why would you make a new version of this game that has all of this taken out when this is, like, the most interesting feature of this game? What the hell were they thinking? Uh-oh. Was it actually only one of them? It definitely feels a tiny bit janky. But I think that's more just because I always have to, like... Well, it tries to adjust your FOV, but it's like sometimes I don't want it to do that. Rip that line and use it as a notification sound for when your phone gets texts. Alright, did we get all? I think we got all of them. Unless there's more behind this that I can't see. But I think we can call it good. Alright, so if we want to go back... And now I gotta go up. When there's, like, very fast gravity switches, that's where shit can get confusing. Alright, interestingly, didn't have trouble getting out of the water that time. I feel like they did try to make it easier to get out of water in HD. That was actually pretty low on shells, huh? Alright, what direction did I come from? It was probably this one. Nope, it wasn't this one. Ah, this is where they kill the music, right. Trouble in vicinity. It is very quiet, and I do not like it. I suspect an ambush. You are very well supplied with ammo, and your health is quite solid. This should not be a problem for you. Still be careful. I smell a lot of bastards. A lot, one word. You take it the Electrofish didn't exist yet. Yeah, I don't know if that wasn't in the demo level in HD either. Like, was I really just remembering the, Oh, actually, I want to test something. Will this close on its own? Because there were a lot of doors in HD where they would just, if you were close to them, they would close and reopen, so they wouldn't just stay open on proximity. This is actually staying open, so I'm going to have to, like, keep an eye on that. You not die. I missed. I am really bad at shooting these guys right now. Wait, you're a lesser one, aren't you? Nope, you're still a bigger one. So yeah, I can crouch behind that for cover, probably. Oh no, we got harpies too. Oh, he was trying to hide next to, Sphinx there. Okay. Clear was helping. Oh, it's time for the mech. Ow. I think... Okay, the rockets are harder to see. That's a problem. He was helping. Oh, they fall over... They fall over really, really fast. I love that. Like, fortunately, there's a good audio cue when they die in HD anyway. Like, it has the same audio cue. But one of my pet peeves in FPSs is enemies that take forever to fall over, so that it's hard to tell that they're dead at a glance, and you end up shooting at them again, and then you realize, oh, I just wasted ammo because they're already dead. I think the Marsh Hopper didn't exist yet. Yeah, right. You know, I think the fleas from Soten or not Soten, but Castlevanias in general are a really good idea. Let's add them to our FPS and make them explode on impact. That'll be good. Whoops, didn't see you. Was that actually everything? Oh, okay. Right, we gotta look at the... Yeah, I feel like the teeth are much more... Like, the whole biomech state of these is, like, more obvious to me in this version. So it's, like, almost the case where, like, the higher detail of HD, like, works against it. Major biomechanoid. A biological mechanism grown in Mental's biotanks. Its genome is programmed to give it biologically grown mechanical parts and side slots where rocket launchers are attached and directly connected to its nervous system, adjusted to attack without thinking. Very dangerous. Eliminate quickly. Either dodge the rockets or shoot them before they reach you. There might be stuff under some of these. Oh man, I do not recommend driving into rocks. Well, some of these had stuff, but I may be thinking of a different level. Also, how many rockets do I have? It's funny, because, like, there's always been, like, the little status of your ammo in the bottom right, but I like numbers. I never actually look at the bottom right. I feel like, yeah, so, like, I feel like if you're... Sometimes, yeah, if you keep running after you strafe, the tilt doesn't go away until you stop and start again. So that's a little annoying. So, like, that might have also been what happened before when you thought one of the monoliths looked lopsided. Some stuff in Classic has collision that didn't exist in HD. Wait, what? Did we just see an example of that? Oh, guess what it's time for? This door is obviously not going to open by itself. Door not functioning. That was so much better! In HD, that bull just fucking vanishes, doesn't it? In this, it actually dies. I mean, like, the fact that it straight up vanishes is funny in itself, but it also just feels... Especially if they had it properly die in this version? Why would you make that worse? Oh, and Sam laughs at it. Alright. Oh man, there's no music here, because I'm realizing I probably should take a break. So I guess I'll start the next fight so that we actually have music. But then I'll take a break anyway. So I think this starts when you pick up the ammo.
Let's rock and roll.
Let's rock and roll. But let's not. Let's take a break first. Let me take a break. The demo is still going to take me an hour and a half like it did the first time I played it. We'll still try to start the actual campaign once I'm done with the demo, presumably, because there will still be time left. But yeah, I am already seeing this. I see this is the older version of the game. I see this as a huge improvement over HD immediately. So, like, this is actually bonkers how night and day it is. Hey, Cheddar. No, I am having a way better time with this version already. So, yeah, let me take a break, and we'll get back and do what is presumably the final... I think this was the final arena of... Well, yeah, the final arena of the level. I think there might be one thing after it when we get back. Game is also faster on a replay. Right. Yeah, so that was the thing. I forgot to mention that up front today. My playthrough of First Encounter HD took 12 hours. the in-game time reported at the end was 7.5. So I spent 4+ hours dying in the HD version. So I want to see how much less that ends up happening here. Between rebalancing, granted, I haven't died at all yet. I would have died on one of the second kamikaze ambush that I had here. I got exploded 5 times. I would have died in the HD version. I mean, arguably the armor from the super secret probably, well, I shouldn't even call it the staff secret, I should call it that. That probably saved my ass, but I feel like armor is going a longer way in this version. It's like playing pre-first patch Sulaco to playing post-first patch Sulaco when they made armor actually durable. So we'll finish up the demo level when we get back and start the full thing. Yeah, I imagine Clear Alley will still suck. We'll see about that when we get there. I'll be right back, and we will finish this level. Alright, let's finish off this level. Oh, that's right, yeah, Zettabyte was referring to the Clear Alley stage as this team's library moment. Thank you. Thanks for continuing to hang out. The music would have been louder if I had waited 5 more seconds before the break. Whoops. Okay. I was wondering if the menu just reduces its volume. It's armor. Oops. Alright, we did it.
Who's next?
Indeed. Who's next? Alright, yeah, I'm still not quite one-shotting them all the time. Ow, 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 ow. Now, I realized that there was an option to turn off the red flash. Not sure if I want to do that yet. I still get the impression that, I get the impression that the, shattering to pieces versus falling over might be damage related. Oh, there's sound attenuation on the Gatling gun on this, isn't there? So you can't necessarily hear them from far away, so you don't really have a clear idea of what's hitting you. As opposed to the HD version, where they just make that sound omnipresent. Well, do I not have ammo for that? Do I really not have ammo for that? I guess not. Did they always, scatter into feathers when you hit them in, did that happen in HD? So I feel like the feathers are a thing I'm only noticing now. Not working well. I would like to put some distance between us so that I could do that. Yeah, that hurt, but it also killed a lot of them. That's the most damage I've taken at once in the game so far. And now I'm taking a lot of damage. Yeah, okay, we might actually die. That's not good. You're not dead yet. Is it dead? That missed. How are you not dead? I have 8 health, dude. So does the next thing start by itself? Because if it does, I'm... Oh, there was another one! I swear I didn't see it up there. Oh, you actually, like, it actually throws you into third person when you die on this version. Is that gonna auto-load? Yeah, okay. So, that's the first time I died in this version. I would have died, like, twice as fast. I'm honestly wondering... Because Zettabyte was talking about how they, like, at some point in development, they, like, shifted the difficulty levels so that what used to be hard was now normal. And I'm honestly wondering if they did that for the HD version specifically, and if that wasn't the case for Classic, because this seriously does feel like it could be an entire difficulty level removed. Yeah, I really don't have any bullets, alright. But yeah, if the feathers are a classic-only thing, because I don't remember seeing them before. It's another... Holy shit, look how far that went. Yeah, like, seriously, this is so much more interesting. Look at that, just, yeah, a massive mess of blood and feathers, like, that was... I never saw that in HD. This is so much cooler than HD. Holy crap. I cannot believe they made HD so much worse. Also, single shotgun seems fine for dealing with these. Because it'll delay them from getting to you if it doesn't kill them. Seriously, the amount that the rockets will bounce them into midair is freaking great. Uh-oh. Yep, I hurt myself. Not as bad as last time, though, because I didn't run out of armor. The armor is doing a lot more work in this version. If I go over here, you can't get to me. Wait, there's another one. I will say, though, their shots do seem to fire way faster. Why am I going for that one first? Go for the one that can actually see me first. Yeah, the color thing is I think only in this version. Okay, they're dead. Saved. It's so weird. I mean, does the HUD in HD match, like, either SS2 or 3 more or something? Like, is there a reason they do it? I'm glad I didn't actually fire that. Ow! Jesus Christ, where did you come from? Okay, that was a little too close. Oh, I was too late on that. Shouldn't have done that. Turns out I still have trouble with bulls. What the hell, dude? Did I get hit? Did I take damage from hitting the wall? What? Okay, bulls would never crawl over themselves like this in the HD version. This is immediately more hilarious. It matches 3 more, but it fits more in 3. Yeah, because I know the HD version is on Serious Engine 3. I'm probably dead here. Are they the only ones left? Maybe we're not dead. Didn't it say something about secret health enabled before, and I'm not actually sure what, because the health there had already been there. We're not done. I have no shells. When those two bulls were crossing each other, I was like, help, I'm stuck in the middle of a Ram commercial or something. I don't freaking know. You don't think werewolves have a melee attack outside of the charge? I was wondering about that. It was definitely in the back of my head. Because, like, I hadn't seen that melee attack until, like, late in the game. In the HD version, I was like, wait, they can do that? But I think the bigger problem had been that they seem to, like, stop and turn on a dime when they do that. I was hoping they would help finish that guy off. They didn't. How are you not dead yet? I feel like they're taking more shots than they should sometimes. They just, like... Okay, everything shimmers away. I meant to check that in this. Because, like, in the HD version, they'll, like, turn to black and then kind of, like, sizzle away. But in this, everything just shimmers away. They, like, turn semi-transparent, which is honestly kind of nice, because, like, it means you can see through them more quickly. Wearables are just annoying in HD. Wait, are they actually faster in HD? Because that would explain a lot of why I had a big problem with the final level in HD, honestly. Oh, I got more shells, so that's good. I don't think I've left... Oh, wait, the secret health is over here, isn't it? I'm seeing the thing right here. Wasn't there, like... Did I just miss it entirely? That probably got revealed at one point, and then it closed up again. I was interpreted the despawn animation upon death was the bodies being sent back. Yeah, that would make sense, wouldn't it? I was kind of surprised by the burning to ash. The most surprising thing about the burning to ash, though, is how loud it is. You know, it's like when it's the burning to ash in the HD version is like somebody is trying to open a bag of potato chips as quietly as possible at 3 a.m. and everybody in the house wakes up, because have you ever tried doing it? It's fucking impossible. Oh, we do get a cutscene here. Okay. Just, not, you know, casually puts the entire minigun in his butt. I don't think we had that animation in HD. Use scissors. Yeah, that's the actual correct, like, stealth play. We still have this on top of the actual music, so that is... I don't know if it was, like, intentionally better timed, though. Or if it was just sheer dumb luck. Okay, yeah, so... If I recall correctly, the demo version of Karnak in HD makes you play through this hallway? Yeah, that's still gonna be a thing. I think the full version doesn't. There's this one guy that... Wait for me! Here's the one late. It's like the one... Oh, then the level just ends as soon as I killed everything, I guess. I'm assuming that was a kill trigger, not a step trigger, but I don't know. Estimated time, 40 minutes. I took almost an hour and 40. Seriously? How do you expect people to beat this that fast? I feel like the estimate might not... Oh, wait, no, hang on. Okay, no, there's playing time at the top, but then there's time at the bottom. So I took an hour 4. It tracks both separately? Oh, is that seriously just, like, tracking when I started it to when I finished it in system time? That's actually interesting. Wait, how many different enemy types did they make faster in HD? Good lord. Well, we got about half the secrets. Some of which were unique to this version. Alright, I guess we hit exit now. Oh, yeah, I guess that's me, because that's the name that's filled in by default. Okay, so that was the demo level, and I am immediately more sold on this version of the game than I was on HD.